Hi YouTube, hello.
Hi, hi.
So normally you guys are pretty much used to us doing, well, video of video games, I guess. This time it's gonna be a bit different because we recently started hosting Avorion, and we kind of ran into some issues at the beginning. Um, because, for some reason it wouldn't start on the network of Steam. It would just set up its own protocols through UDP. It showed us in the logs. And that kind of created some, very special issues for us. The game would start crashing on the server side. It, not really crashing, it would just fill up the CPU usage, or it would drop it completely. So Avorion would use either no CPU power, or it would use up all the CPU power available, which, also had some impact on our other services running on the server, of course. So people on TeamSpeak were starting to complain. That's not a good thing. Um, I already posted, and I'll show you guys the link in the description. I already posted on how to fix this issue um, on their forums, which is on avorion.net. And I'll put a link in the description so you can check that out. But because I know that sometimes this can be kind of hard to figure out how it works, uh, I figured I could do a video about it on how to solve the issue. Well, first things first, the issue, kind of displays, as I described, the Avorion server.exe, you see right here, would use 100% CPU, or while people are in game, use 0% CPU and would not budge anyway. The only way to fix that was to, pretty much kill the process entirely, and then start up the game again, and it would run fine for a while, and eventually it would, show the issue again. It was quite a hard time to figure out how to fix this. I can show you here on the post. It kind of came in with messages about error starting Steam-based networking. You can see right here. And where it would tell you it would fall back to its own standard TCP UDP protocols. That is pretty much what caused the issue, because it started using its UDP protocols, which, are not as stable as TCP and can send bad packets. Well, they also exhibit a very nice warning about that fallback, so it's unsafe, and yeah, it is. So, um, while I was trying to figure out why it wouldn't start on Steam-based networking, I was kind of trying to figure out, maybe in my firewall. I'm running on server 2012 R2, so maybe the operating system is a bit different from what you might be used to, but you simply go to your firewall uh, and check for inbound rules. If port 2700 is already in use, and you can simply look for the local ports. But there is also the issue that some applications, as you can see here, like Gary's Mod, for instance, can use pretty much any local port as long as they try and, well, get to the Gary's Mod process. They would be accepted. So I kind of figured, okay, I am not going to find out which process is using the port I want to use for Avorion, which would be 2700, I said, or 27,000. Uh, Good question. I'll come back to that later. What you can do is simply open up CMD and set up some netstatting. And I need to check. I think it was AB you needed for that. I do seem that somebody is talking to me on Steam. Yay, how nice. Uh, oh no. Wait, now I'm confused, people. People are talking to me and I can't see where. Oh my bad. It's WhatsApp. It happens. Um, So I'm gonna try and find what you need to do. Uh, yeah, I think I pretty much got it. So you type in Netstat and you give, oh well, at first maybe, you know what, we'll go for a help because I kind of know what I need and figuring it out together is maybe a bit more fun than reading up on it. So what we want to know is all the connections and the listening ports, which the listening ports are important because if the process is running but nobody's connected to it and you're not listing the listening ports, it will not show up. And we want that because, well, maybe nobody's connected right now and that would kind of beat the purpose for looking for it. So I would type in Netstat, type A, and I do want another one because I want to know the exact process ID to which the port is listening, or, well, which process is using that port to listen. So there should be one here, and I think it would be, displays the owning process ID associated with each connection. That's exactly what I want. And I'm sorry for the WhatsApp, guys. It's just, it happens. Oh wait, I can shut it down. Haha! There, fixed it. All you need to do now is pretty much select all this information, right-click it again. You might think nothing happened, but it should have copied it to my clipboard. And now I open Excel. And yes, it's giving an error on Excel, but it still works. And I should be able to paste. And now I pretty much see, well, all the information that I just looked up. I do notice that the list is quite long. And, well, if any hacker is looking right now at my list, he could be interested. And maybe, well, let's try if we can see 27,000. And it can't yet. And that's because I guess we made a boo-boo. The list is too long. So we're gonna see if we can shorten it. Shows connections, displays all connections, listening ports, bound, non-listening. Maybe I want not A, but Q. But let me just read until we are certain. Is this list gonna be a little shorter? Doesn't seem to be. Well, that is an issue because we have quite a long list which won't fit. How did I fix that last time? Maybe N would do it, I think. Let me check what N did again. N does display addresses and port numbers in numerical form. Well, I guess that's a plus. But the list is still way too long. Firebird, help me out here.
What do you want to know?
How do you make sure you're able to, well, get the full output from your command line?
Well, export it to a text file.
Yeah, simply, yeah, right.
Just the right arrow and then, I don't know, Avorion.txt.
Wait, say again?
Well, every command doesn't have to be outputted to a command line. You can also output it to a text file.
That's interesting. How to save seamless. Alright, I'm checking up on it.
Use the right arrow and then filename.txt and then you output it to a text file.
Wait a minute, you mean the right arrow?
Well, not literally right arrow, but yeah, how do you say it? Yeah, look it up on Google.
First name the file you want it to be called, or?
I'll send you a link. Output.
See, people, that's why you can get help. Sometimes more people know more than one person.
Indeed. Like this.
Like this, he says. Some command, some file.txt. Ah, okay, so I would actually do...
Because what you mean is that you can't read everything back in the command line window, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, this is the solution.
Alright, I'm not sure if it did it, but... Ah, wait. Yeah, that one needs to be added. Alright, that should do it. So if I would go to users, and yes, I'm under administrator. It's bad, I know. Yay, there's Netstat. Hello, Netstat. Well, that makes life a lot easier.
I know, right?
So and I'm now looking for... Well, I guess... Wait a minute. Is it not using 27,000? Why is it not using it? Alright, what is the process ID for Avorion? Oh, not properties. I want details. For here, it would show me its process ID, which is 5168. And that's exactly the one I got selected. So, well, that's the UDP. So let's see if it uses any more. It does. Well, there we go. This way you can look up all the connections that are used by that process ID. That kind of helps too. Well, the issue we ran into, at least, was that if 2700 or 27,000 is already used by something else, in this case it was Gary's mod, which I figured out pretty quickly, you simply have to look for the amount for the ports that are used by Avorion, simply by Googling it. Avorion ports. I'm not entirely sure which they use right now, but as you can see here, they also use 27,000. Well, yeah, simply look up which ports they use and try and find the most sensible ones. At least I noticed when I closed off Gary's mod, which is this one, and started up Avorion first, Gary's mod would not have an issue with changing its ports automatically. With Avorion you have to do it manually, so in this case we fixed our issue by changing our boot up priorities. So first Avorion, then Gary's mod, and that fixed the issues for us. I hope you guys learned something on how to, well, maybe fix your issue, and sorry this video became so long, and, well, it was unprepared, so, well.
At least I learned something.
Yeah, and I learned something too. Well, this way it's a lesson for all of us. So I'll list the commands for you guys just once more. Well,
Do that in the description.
I'll do that in the description as well, but I'll end with it as well. So you simply, well, this is the only command you need: netstat -a -o -n, and then the arrow sign for net, and then netstat.txt or any file you want to name it. Open the file and look for your process, which you can of course see in the task manager. If process ID doesn't show on here, make sure you select the column for it, and you would be good to go. You can figure out which process is already using it, and, well, change it or shut it down and see if that helps. Alright, bye YouTube, thank you for watching.